What's going on, everybody? My name is Tony, and today I'm going to show you guys something really cool with a golden penny, basically turn it gold. And today I'll show you guys how to do that, basically all the ingredients and the steps, the attempts of me failing, and then finally the attempts of me getting it. But yeah, let's get right into it. The equipment you'll need for today, pretty simple, being just a hot plate, and the ingredients being 100 milliliters of water, 12 grams of sodium hydroxide, and enough zinc to fill the bottom of a beaker. So basically the steps are: you clean a penny using salt and vinegar, you add the water, sodium hydroxide, and zinc into a beaker, and you put it on a hot plate to boil. Then after that, you put the penny on there in the beaker for about 7-10 minutes. Once that's done, you wash the penny off using water, you set the hot plate to 300 degrees Celsius, and then you either put the penny on the hot plate, or what I did is I used a beaker as a buffer because the previous attempts kind of made the penny burnt. But I would say the beaker is probably the safer option, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, so now I'll show you guys the attempts of me doing it. I'll show you guys 3 attempts. 2 of the attempts where I failed. Basically, I didn't fail technically, I messed it up, but I'll show you guys the thought process of me doing that, and then I'll show you guys the final attempt of where I did it, and then I'll show you guys the final product. Alright, so this is the attempt 3, which I will show you attempt 3, 4, and then I believe it was 7. Those were the attempts where, 2 attempts where I failed, and then the final attempt where I got it. But also I apologize in advance for it being like this. I recorded this from my phone. But basically what I'm doing here is I get the hot plate to about 100 degrees Celsius, and then I'm adding the 12 grams of sodium hydroxide. Basically I use my balance. I use the cap of the sodium hydroxide, and then I just poured enough sodium hydroxide in it to equal 12 grams. Then put that in the beaker. Like I said, 100 milliliters of water. And then that zinc, just to cover the bottom of the beaker. And all of these things are insanely cheap. Obviously water, you can just get water from a sink. Sodium hydroxide, I'll put the link of the description of all of these, by the way. The sodium hydroxide was $5 at Walmart, and then the zinc was about $13 on Amazon. So it was very easy to do that. Then I stir those things, which I just use like a plastic spoon, which actually pretty soon I'm going to get a glass rod when I start working with acids. But basically now I just wait until the hot plate gets to 100 degrees, and then once that happens, I'll put it on there just like so, and then I'll show you guys when I put the penny into it, and then I'll time-lapse that. Alright, so I already put the penny in there, and as you can see, it's boiling. You can see a lot of steam coming out. I do have multiple ways of airflow, being the door open and a vent going through, and basically you can see a lot of the smoke happening. And I'll show you guys the penny after that, which it looks silver, which the zinc gets encoded onto the copper, making it have a nice silvery look. But I'll show you guys what the penny looks like after this is in there for about 7 to 10 minutes. So after putting the penny into the zinc for about 7 to 10 minutes, this is what it looks like after that. Nice 2000 penny. It looks really nice, but I do want that golden look, so I do put it on the hot plate, and I'll show you guys how that went. So, like I said, this was one of the semi-fail attempts. So, here, as you can see, the hot plate is incredibly dirty, which is why the final attempt I used a beaker as a buffer, because that was, well, one of the main reasons why. But another reason why I failed this is because I did not use the correct temperature. 300 degrees is the temperature that I was supposed to use. I used 100 degrees Celsius. And having it on, I'm really mad. I'm really mad. But yeah, it does not look good. But eventually, well, currently it does not look good. Eventually you will see the change of that, and it does look pretty good at the end, at least the front side, but the back, like I said, since it's dirty and it heats up, doesn't look good. But this is what I was saying, in my opinion, a beaker would be slightly better, because you see the imprint that the penny created. I believe it's an aluminum and copper reaction, but don't quote me on that. But I just think a beaker is just easier to use. But now I'll show you how this penny looked at the very end, the final result of that. So this was the third attempt, and it looks actually quite nice. Like I said, well, this was a 1990 penny. I couldn't find a picture of this silver, but the penny that I showed before, it looked the same like this. And then when I turned it gold, it did look pretty nice as gold, but the back of it, it did not look good. I mean, there it is, front, back, not too good. But like I said, it only got technically better from there, at least looks-wise. Now I'll show you guys the fourth attempt, which technically looked better on the front, but the back had slight issues. So this is the fourth attempt, which technically I did a different strategy, which was still wrong, but this one I also messed up. As you can see, I'm drying it with a napkin, which was also another mistake I did, which you'll see in the final attempt that I show you guys. Well, I didn't have footage of it, but I washed it. Also think I dropped it. Or no, I dropped the napkin, I believe. But basically, I messed that up. But as you can see, the hot plate is going up. So I did figure out that the temperature problem was a problem. But a part that was messed up was that I didn't wash it. So it was coming off. So I believe my strategy in this one, okay, I can actually show you guys. Well, not too good camera quality, but it's a quite nice silver penny. But I then put it on the hot plate, 300 degrees for a little bit too, not necessarily too long, but I made the mistake of not using a beaker, which I'll show you guys that right now. So I put it on the hot plate for about 12 minutes, 300 degrees Celsius. But like I said before, since it was a dirty hot plate, that is what happens. Absolutely burns the crap out of it. But I will guys, I'll show you guys a better quality photo of it in right now. I hope my transitions are well. I've said right now and in a second like 8 times. Anyway, here is the golden penny. Looks very nice, better than the third one. But like I said, burnt back. But wasn't the best, but was quite fun to do. And like I said, it's a learning experience. And then eventually I did finally get it. So it was an amazing journey. But now, the moment of truth where I show you guys me doing it for the final time and actually getting it. So with this one, different environment. I did this outside of my house. When I did it in the other ones, it was inside my grandma's house. But with this one, I'll tell you guys the different strategies that I did and I made sure to do. Basically, number one is I use correct temperatures, being 100 degrees to boil it, and then 300 degrees to put that on the hot plate. Use the buffer, the beaker as a buffer for the penny, and I washed the penny immediately. But a slightly different strategy that I didn't think too much about was I used a spoon when I scooped out the penny of the zinc because I didn't have any other ways of doing it. But this time I used a fork. And the reason why this was a problem is a big reason why some of them did not look as good as they should have is because clumps of zinc or leftover water would get onto the penny. But using a fork, it kind of filters those things out. Like I said, I used the correct temperatures and I washed it. A couple of the times I used a napkin. This time I washed it. And as I said, it does look pretty nice. It's a very nice silver color, and none of the zinc is coming off. I use water, like I said. But yeah, it's a very nice one. So then I'm going to show you guys the reaction that happens. Right now I'm getting the hot plate up, and I'm going to use a beaker. That beaker, which I was kind of scared because it was dirty. I'm picking it up currently. There's all my garbage, but it was quite dirty, which I was afraid of, but it worked out in the end. But I'm going to show you guys basically the reaction of the penny turning gold in real time. Alright, so here is when I put it onto the hot plate. Like I said, I use the beaker as a buffer, which I keep it on there for about, I would say, 15 to 20 minutes. But what I did was, about maybe, let's say 10 minutes in, I held the beaker slightly above, which technically, the only reason why I did that is because I saw that the penny was being slightly burned, but not really. But just to be safe, I held it up about slightly for the last about 5 minutes of it. But you guys will see the reaction happening. So you see the coloration just changing immediately. Let's go back and show you guys. It was silver, like I said. So silver at 30 seconds. At a minute, I'll show you guys exactly what happened. But the reaction's happening. And right about, I believe, let me see if I can catch it. You guys will see the thing that kind of scared me. But you see it becoming darker in color. Let's see, it's right about there. If you guys see that, you see this boiling. That's liquid. I was terrified. I thought the beaker broke. But it was, my guess is just some leftover leftover water from the washing, or leftover concoction of the sodium hydroxide, zinc, and water. It scared me a bit. But if we go back to the penny, that's what it looks like at 1 minute. 30 seconds ago, like I said, silver, 1 minute, gold, basically. And it looked really nice, so... And it's looking like that. There was a slight, not necessarily a crack, but a divide of... I'm not actually sure what it was, but it... the final result, which I will show you guys, kind of had that, like, line of zinc in it. It was kind of weird. Or, not a line of zinc, but a line dividing, and you can see the zinc in it, but not too bad. But yeah, and then that's basically how it looked up until whenever I stopped recording, and I just held it for about the last 5 minutes. But that's what it looks like now. But now I'll show you guys the final result. So after doing everything right, being cleaning the penny, getting the correct amount of stuff, being 100 milliliters water, 12 grams of sodium hydroxide drain cleaner, enough zinc to cover the bottom, use correct temperature being 100 degrees Celsius to have that concoction at a boil, dropping the penny in for about 7 to 10 minutes, getting penny out, washing it, then using the beaker as a buffer for about maybe 15-20 minutes, half of it being on the beaker, other half me slightly holding it up. This is what we get. Like I said, you can kind of see the zinc a little bit, but the front looked great, the back looked awesome. So yeah, and that's basically about it. Well, besides celebrating, which celebration being McDonald's, because that's just how we roll here. So here are the final results. Third attempt, fourth attempt, and final attempt. But you can see them. They look quite well. Check the backs. That, not really good. That, too much. This, perfect. Yeah. This one actually looks shinier than this one, but like I said, this one, not enough. This one, too much, which is technically good on the front, horrible on the back, and this one, just right. But that is about it, guys. That's just the golden penny experiment, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, if you go into the description, the prices of, or where to find all the ingredients, the prices of them, and a step-by-step thing is going to be in the description on how to do exactly what I did to make this bad boy. But y'all have an amazing day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, guys.